Don't sleep on the KO. I think those were my last words before Ruslan Provodnikov versus Mike Alvarado. Tremendous fight, E-King Fight News here post-fight. To Siberian Rocky versus Mile High Mike. This was an excellent fight. This was a back and forth affair, much like it was billed. Definitely the furthest thing from a Tim Bradley Marquez. This broke out into a war of wills, and Ruslan Provodnikov predicted that this would happen exactly, and that's exactly how it played out. Mike Alvarado stayed disciplined, using his movement, boxing early, but just could not do it to the effect that he did in the Rios fight. For whatever reason, Ruslan Provodnikov made it a much harder fight. He was slightly better. I think he's a better defensive fighter than Rios. This Provodnikov is very underrated. He's got quick hands and a devastating left hook. This was a shot that repeatedly hurt Tim Bradley. It was the left-hand shot, and paired with a great overhand right, this Russian can really push people to the limit, and his will is undeniable. And it shows you, again, it shows you how good of a fighter Tim Bradley is for being able to withstand this kind of pressure and the assault that Ruslan put on Bradley. Shows you how much will he has, because Mike Alvarado, who took all Brandon Rios can handle, could not withstand this guy, Ruslan Provodnikov. And what a great match it would be to see Ruslan versus Brandon Rios. That would be a crazy fight. But, I think that would be a great option for him if Pacquiao, if he beats Brandon Rios, that would be a great option. If Brandon Rios wins, it would be a great option. So it's win-win for Ruslan. He definitely puts himself in great position, and even to possibly secure a Tim Bradley rematch. He's even done that. So congratulations to him. He's won a title at 140 pounds. Oh yeah, by the way, Ruslan did knock out Mike Alvarado, I believe in the 11th round, with a tremendous body attack. It wasn't apparent that either guy was doing too much body work, but Ruslan Provodnikov definitely amped it up after the 6th round. It was about an even fight after the 6th round. I agree how Harold Lederman had it, and Ruslan had a tremendous, I believe, 8th round where he hurt Alvarado repeatedly, and it started with a wicked left hook to the body. It was either a left or a right hand to the body that just took all the wind out of him, and then he ripped headshots, and simply put, Mike Alvarado could not withstand what Ruslan was dishing out, because he was dishing out punishment to the body and to the head, and that's what really broke down Mike Alvarado in the 8th round. Knocked him down twice, which put him well ahead on the scorecards. A 10-7 round is a real big, 3 points, and I already had him ahead on my card, so just like Harold had it, he was pretty much winning the fight already. He had the fight won. And then in the corner, they tell Mike Alvarado, hey, you need a knockout later in the fight, probably 9th, 10th round. And this is where Ruslan is stepping it up, throwing combinations, going to the body and to the head. And, Mike Alvarado showed tremendous heart. He showed tremendous heart, hanging in there after being hurt in the 8th, coming back, landing his own punches, but just his work rate definitely was not where it was in the early rounds. And Ruslan just kept putting on tremendous pressure and eventually broke down Mike Alvarado again, I believe in the 11th, where it was just too much for him. And I think it was, I say 11th, but the fight was stopped in between the corners. So at the end of the 10th round, I believe Uh, you know, the corner was contemplating stopping the fight. The referee did his, quick talk with the corner, see if he's okay, and Mike Alvarado was just in la la land. This guy could not answer anything he was saying. He couldn't even answer if he was okay, and that was it. I guess it was his decision not to continue. The fight was over. Technically, he could not come out of the corner, and I consider that quitting. He got his will broken, and he stayed in the corner. So that was that. He could not continue, and congratulations to Ruslan Provodnikov, who pulled out an excellent victory on the road. Nothing new for him. He's been through hell already, and it shows you how underrated he is. Ton of respect to him. It gave Tim Bradley his toughest fight, in my opinion. And now goes on to win a world title at 140 pounds. Congratulations to Ruslan Provodnikov. Let me know what you guys think. It is what it is. Peace out. Take care.
Tony Weeks watching carefully as Provodnikov again has Alvarado in trouble in the 10th.
Mike, stand again. You can, Mike, we gotta stop this guy. You look on the left. That's the left track. Mike? You're on the left. Okay, we're done.
Oh, nice. Are you okay? I need you to tell me. Are you, no. Tell me, you okay? Do you want to continue? That's it. Fight's over.
Tony Weeks is going to stop it. Ruslan Provodnikov has a 10th round technical knockout victory over Mike Alvarado.
Ruslan Provodnikov said, this is not a boxing match. This will not be about technique or preparation. This will come down to who can break the other man's will. I cannot believe I saw what I just saw. But Provodnikov broke Alvarado, who always seemed unbreakable.
A tremendous effort by Provodnikov, who wasn't going to leave unhappy tonight.
He said it's
pressing the issue.
Been his dream to become a world champion. Like I said, people try to take it away from these title belts, but they mean something to fighters. Guys go out and their whole life, their whole dream is to become a world champion.
And Roy, this was a guy who was a sparring partner for Manny Pacquiao, who was an ESPN 2 brawler, who was not given by most experts the chance to rise to this level. But again, wouldn't take no for an answer.
No, he wouldn't take no for an answer. To become world champion, once he realized that he could turn professional, and now he's living it up. The dream has come true.
Getting a hug from his promoter, Artie Palulo.
He see Provodnikov on the attack, but watch, Jim, he never eludes the vicious body attack. See that? That makes it to where it's very hard for a man to come back and recover from a vicious attack like that. If every now and then when you got a guy hurt, you dig to his body like that, it's very hard for him to regain strength in his legs or energy in his full body.
From the moment Provodnikov began targeting his left hook in the 3rd round, he landed bigger shots, and those body hammers ultimately took the start out of Alvarado's game.
And that's why I said that Alvarado should have been going to the body of Ruslan as well, because he allowed Ruslan to stay strong.
Tremendous celebration for Provodnikov on going in the ring. Sadness all around the arena. Bakito is in with the particulars on the TKO.
Ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of our promoters, Top Rank Incorporated and Art Palulo's Banner Promotions, along with Delgado Promotions, we go to the Tecate con Caraca and Horteza Vodka official time. The end comes at the end of round number 10. The winner by TKO victory, and he is the new WBO light welterweight champion of the world, Donny Espada, the Rocky from Siberia, Ruslan Provodnikov.
And if you were watching the exchange between Provodnikov and Alvarado, while Michael Buffer was making his announcement about the TKO, that was a little preview of Gaddy Ward, because that's about the respect that fighters can only gain from facing each other in this kind of a war.
That's exactly right. That's the camaraderie that you learn to discover more about that guy than you know about any other person.
Copy about Alvarado got off to a very good start, winds up landing 102 out of 563. But Provodnikov, 206 out of 597, the big rally in the last few rounds before he finally was able to get rid of Alvarado after he got him in trouble in the 8th round and kept chasing him through the 9th and 10th. Power shots, a final edge for Provodnikov, who landed 31 more and threw 105 more power punches through the fight. Alvarado was more accurate. Provodnikov, as we mentioned, wouldn't take no for an answer. And now Max Kellerman stands by with the winner as you look at punch zone numbers that show the 39 body shots that landed on Alvarado, 34 of them thrown with the right hand by Provodnikov. Probably at the end of the day, the big difference in the fight, along with the 64 left hooks that landed around Alvarado's right eye. Now let's go to Max.
And I should mention that translating for us is Provodnikov's co-manager, Vadim Kornilev, not our HBO translator. It is his co-manager. Ruslan, congratulations. You said this would not be about technique. This would come down to wills. How were you able to break Alvarado's will?
Руслан, поздравляю тебя. Ты сказал перед боем, что это не будет о технике. Этот бой будет о том, у кого сильнее сила, у кого сила воли. Как ты смог сломать его силу воли?
Как смог сломать, потому что у меня сильнее. Я выходил, я сказал, я выходил не за эти пояса, не за эти деньги. Вы мне не верили? Я выходил за свою команду, за свой народ, который сюда приехал с другого континента. Вот для них я дрался, для них я сегодня не должен был сломаться, я должен был его поломать, я это сделал.
I knew what I had to do is break him, like I said. I could not disappoint my team. I don't care about the titles. I told you, maybe you didn't believe me, I'm telling you now, I don't care about the titles. It's all about the war we had today. I had to break his will to win this fight, and I did that.
How were you able to do it?
Как ты сломал его силу воли? Как ты смог это сделать?
Как я мог сказать, какой вопрос? Я был готов, я был уверен, что у меня хорошая поддержка, я еще раз говорю. Поддержка близких, поддержка мамы, поддержка всех родных. Любой мог бы сегодня сломаться, но я сегодня сказал, что я сегодня выйду умирать, и второй раз я шансов не упущу. Я это слово сдержал.
I came out today, I had the support of my mother here, my team, all my relatives, all my loved ones, they were all here. It's because of them. They were here, and I knew I could not break, and I didn't. He did.
What difference did Freddie Roach make in this fight for you?
Какую разницу Фредди сделал в этом бою для тебя?
Он в этой подготовке, в этом бою, он сделал просто максимум, он сделал все. Он все свое время, которое только мог, уделял мне. Просто вот, я не знаю, он каждый день одевал жилет и вставал со мной на лапы. Мы работали до автоматизма все эти комбинациями. И это все сделало, это все принесло мне победу.
Freddie spent all the time I needed with me. This is all because of him. He spent every single hour he had free. He put on his mitts, he put on his cover for his ball. He let me punch him as he took the punishment. He said sometimes it hurt, but he did it for me. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to automate all these combinations as much as they just came to me today.
Man, he seemed very pleased when you came back to the corner. What was he telling you?
Марвин говорит, очень доволен. Что он тебе говорил?
Марвин сегодня просто был на высоте. Я сегодня приходил в угол, он мне спокойно говорил, что надо делать, я выходил и делал. Я просто был поражен. Я сказал, что со мной моя команда, они знают, что делать. Я им доверяю. Я им доверился, и я сегодня выиграл.
Marvin was on a different level today. He was very calm. He told me what to do. I did it, and it worked. I trusted him, and it all worked. That's all.
Филиппинский Фредди Роуч.
It's the Filipino Freddie Roach.
What's next? What do you want next, Ruslan?
Что следующее? Что ты хочешь дальше?
Не просите меня сейчас сказать ответ, потому что сейчас я готов только сказать, что все, я устал, я не хочу больше драться. Дайте мне отдохнуть. Я хочу подумать, что и дальше.
don't make me give you the answer right now. The answer I have right now, I'm very tired. Let me get a rest, and I'll think about it.
Well, whatever the answer is, we can't wait to see you back in there again. Congratulations, and thank you for that performance. Jim?
He's made a name for himself now with a tremendous win over Alvarado. Roy Jones, because of the way he fights, he's going to be one of the most popular fighters in the sport.
Yeah, he is. He's serving his country very well. He came over, he won a title gracefully. He never complains about nothing. He even said after looking at the Bradley fight, he thought Bradley deserved the decision. That's big coming from a fighter. Not many fighters ever want to admit that they lose a fight. He did it. He came back. He got a title now. He accomplished his lifelong dream. What more could you ask for?
So is your next dream that he gets a Bradley rematch, or do you want to see him fight the man he used to spar with many past?
I don't really want to see him fight Pacquiao because we love controversy, of course, but with Freddie Rose training both fighters, I wouldn't want to see him take his stablemates and put them against each other just for money. You know, it's like sometimes you got to say, nah, money ain't worth it.
Family's more important.
Well, it is to me. And if we got the same trainer, I want to fight somebody that my same trainer is fighting. He's training. So to me, I don't want to see that. There are plenty more other fish out there that both of those guys can go fry, including a big fish by the name of Timothy Bradley.
Well, it remains to be seen whether Bradley wants any part of this again, but of course, we go back to the beginning of the evening. Bradley now comes off a win over Juan Manuel Marquez that keeps him undefeated, pushing forward. We know that his dream is to try to prove he's the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world.
It is, and it's going to be tough for him to prove that dream because of a lot of political stuff that's going on right now.
Obstacles to a fight with Mayweather.
But for me, if I were Timothy Bradley, I would say, you know, I had a close fight with Ruslan Provodnikov. I had a close fight with Manny Pacquiao. If Pacquiao beats Rios, I would go back and avenge that first. Clean it up, I should say. Then I would come back and try to go back and just redo the fight with Provodnikov, because that's a fight that the world missed out on the first time, but this time you know what you're getting into before it comes on.
All right, Max Kellerman has gone to Mike Alvarado's dressing room, I'm told, and unfortunately Alvarado is not up for doing an interview at this point, so we won't be able to hear from him with Max. But earlier on the undercard here, you got a chance to see a very popular fighter from a few years ago, Juan Diaz, the baby bull out of Houston, who originally was intending to go to law school, retired from the sport, got into business instead, ultimately decided he wanted to come back, was in the ring tonight against a local fighter, kind of a get back in action and get yourself going fight. Same old Juan Diaz, Roy.
Yeah, he's the same old baby bull, raging, doing his thing,